Lucille Ball and Desi Arras once gave the impression that they were the most ideal pair on screen under the studio lights of the movie I Love Lucy. They made audiences laugh till they started crying, argued, and showed affection for one another. However, in order to save their professions, they concealed a startling secret on their marriage license. It turned out to be a surprisingly ironic truth that had been held a secret for decades. In the 1950s, Lucille Ball was one of the most adored comic queens on American television. However, there was a startling and unsettling backstory to this red-haired legend. Beneath her lovely and upbeat facade, she was constantly confronted with controversy, betrayal, and grief. On August 6, 1911, Lucille Ball was born in Jamestown, New York on Stewart Avenue. But family tragedies quickly cast a shadow on her early years. In 1915, when Lucy was just 3 years old, her father, Henry Durrell Hadball, died of typhoid disease at the age of 27. As her mother, Desiree D.E.I. Hunt, was expecting their second child, Fred Ball, the unexpected death of her father put the family in a challenging position. A bizarre image of a bird stuck inside the home on the day of his death was the last memory Lucille had of him later in life. Lucy's mother brought her and her 2 kids back to New York after this catastrophe so they could live with her maternal grandparents in Celeron Park on Lake Chiaqua. There, Lucy was raised in a large family and quickly became enthralled with the shows at Celeron Park, which ignited her love for the stage. Her mother remarried Edward Peterson a few years later. Lucy and her younger brother lived with their harsh, narrow-minded grandparents while their parents were gone at work. Her mind was profoundly impacted by this orderly setting. The first pivotal moment occurred when Lucy's stepfather urged her to participate in a Shriner show when she was 12 years old. When Lucy performed on stage for the first time, she became aware of the attention and happiness the art might provide. From Jamestown, a tiny town, she would go on to become one of the greatest comedy legends in American television history as a result of that ambition. Lucy started dating Johnny DeVita, a 21-year-old local tough guy, in 1925 when she was just 14 years old. Her mother was really concerned about their relationship. She attempted to keep Lucy out of the connection because she was afraid her daughter might take a wrong turn. Ultimately, she made the decision to use Lucy's love of the theater to transform her life. Despite the family's lack of cash, Lucy's mother made an effort to send her to the John Murray Anderson School for the Dramatic Arts in New York, which at the time was a prominent performing arts school where notable celebrities like Bette Davis also attended. But Lucy's time at the acting school was not at all what she had envisioned. Her tutors quickly assessed that she lacked stage presence and was unlikely to flourish in the entertainment industry. They even addressed her directly with this statement. Lucille Ball remembered that time with a tinge of resentment many years later. Drama school taught me nothing but how to be scared. Her artistic dream nearly came to an end before it had even started because of those hurtful comments. But Lucy saw it as a challenge and didn't give up. She became committed to proving that people who had previously undervalued her were mistaken. Lucy returned to New York in 1928, more determined than before. This time, the fashion sector provided her with her first opportunity rather than the theater or film industries. She started off as an in-house model for renowned designer Hattie Carnegie. Lucy was able to infiltrate the opulent realm of high society in New York because to her employment. Lucy complied with Carnegie's request to tint her naturally brown hair blonde in order to conform to the fashion image. But Lucy's professional path was cut off once more. She had a serious bout of rheumatic fever shortly after she began working as a model. The disease left Lucy almost unable to work for about 2 years. It was a very difficult task for a young woman attempting to make her professional debut. Despite these challenges, Lucille Ball's ambition persisted. Conversely, those difficult years made her more resilient and determined. Later on, Lucy's tenacity would propel her from a young lady who was thought to have no future in entertainment to one of the greatest 20th century television stars. Lucy started earning a few modest gigs on Broadway in 1932, usually singing in the chorus of musicals because she was determined to pursue an acting career. Her journey on stage proved challenging, though. Errol Carroll, a well-known producer, had engaged Lucy to play in Vanities, but she was soon let go. Shortly after, she had a similar circumstance when she was chosen for Rialto's touring company by Florence Ziegfeld Jr., only to be cut from the play as well. Lucy realized that it would be much harder than she had anticipated to prove herself in the entertainment industry after these repeated losses. When Lucy played a Goldwyn girl in the movie Roman Scandals in 1933, she had the opportunity to make an on-screen appearance. Lucy was persuaded to relocate permanently to Hollywood in order to pursue a career in film, despite the fact that the role was not officially credited. The movie starred Eddie Kaner and Gloria Stewart. This turned out to be a significant life turning point for her. Lucille Ball was employed by RKO Radio Pictures as a contract actress throughout the 1930s. She generally got smaller supporting parts at this time, but she did make appearances in a few well-known movies. Alongside the well-known comedy group The Three Stooges, Lucy starred in the comedy short Three Little Pigkins in 1934. She also had an appearance with the Marx Brothers in the movie Room Service. She was able to get expertise in front of the camera and progressively adjust to the film industry thanks to these jobs. In 1993, Lucy made her screen debut in the movie Chatterbox. She also made appearances in a number of popular RKO musicals at the same time, which starred Ginger Rogers and Fred Astaire. Lucy played a flower store clerk in Top Hat and was a well-known model in Roberta. Despite the short roles, filmmakers gradually started to take notice of them. When Lucy co-starred with Ginger Rogers and Katharine Hepburn in the 1937 movie Stage Door, it was a major advancement. She portrayed an aspirational young actress in the film, a role that partially mirrored Lucy's own real-life journey. Lucy intended to return to the Broadway stage that same year with Bartlett Cormarmac's Hey Diddle Diddle. In the comedy, three young women lived together in a Hollywood flat and had to deal with demanding producers and strange directors. Although the first performance in Princeton got excellent comments, the play soon ran into difficulty when the star actor Conway Terrell became dangerously ill. After just 1 week of performances in Washington, D.C., the play was shut down due to disagreements over the role's replacement. In addition to performing on stage and in movies, Lucy also worked in radio, which at the time was a popular career choice for performers looking to expand their names and make additional money. She started appearing frequently on The Phil Baker Show in 1937. Lucy continued to work on Jack Haley's Wonder Show after the show ended in 1938. Here, she and actor Gale Gordon started a long-lasting professional partnership that would last for over 50 years. Lucille Ball met Desi Arnaz in 1940, the man who would fundamentally alter her life and career. They first became attracted to each other while working on the movie Too Many Girls. Desi was tall, endearing, and vivacious. In her own way, Lucille was engaging, astute, and intelligent. Their combination was unanticipated and explosive. The two made the decision to elope and get married just a few months after they first met. It was an impulsive, passionate choice. But soon, their marriage started to show signs of weakness. Desi had a wild existence behind his glitzy exterior. He partied, drank, and had extramarital affairs on a regular basis. There were also late evenings when Desi came home intoxicated and started abusing Lucille physically, leaving her emotionally worn out. She filed for divorce after 4 years of cohabitation and putting up with the circumstances. However, an unforeseen event occurred. Lucille changed her mind. She made the decision to stick by Desi's side, despite being fully aware of his shortcomings and bad habits. She was frequently cast in low-budget movies throughout the early 1940s. Lucy became known in Hollywood as the Queen of B-movies as a result. Actresses like F.A. Ray had previously held this title, and it was later brought up in relation to Ida Lupino and Marie Windsor. Nonetheless, Lucy was able to maintain a consistent on-screen presence and improve her acting abilities thanks to these movies. Lucy performed with the well-known actor Henry Fonda in The Big Street, one of her most prominent appearances. This part demonstrated her capacity to convey intense feelings that went beyond the humorous persona that is frequently connected to Lucy. Lucy had her appearance in the 1943 musical Dubar Was a Lady. The part was originally written with actress Ann Sothern in mind, but when Sothern turned it down, Lucy, a close friend, took over. She also starred in the musical Best Foot Forward that same year. Lucy continued to make appearances in a variety of movies in the ensuing years, including musicals and film noir. She had a prominent dancing role in the well-known musical Ziegfeld Follies in 1945. By 1946, Lucy had starred in two popular film noir films, Love Come Back and The Dark Corner. She played Sandra Carpenter, a London taxi dancer who gets entangled in an enigmatic murder case. In the 1947 thriller Lured, Lucy had established herself as a dedicated and adaptable actor while not yet being a Hollywood A-list star. Her casting as Liz Cooper in the 1948 CBS radio comedy My Favorite Husband marked a sea change. This crazy and amusing wife character soon won over audiences and established the foundation for Lucille Ball's next major breakthrough. A move that would turn her from a beef queen into one of American television's most iconic comedians. When Lucille Ball moved from film to radio and subsequently television in the late 1940s, her career began an entirely new phase. The radio program My Favorite Husband, which was a big hit, marked a significant turning point. CBS gave Lucille Ball the chance to turn the program into a television series after realizing how popular the character Liz Cooper was. But Lucy only consented to one important requirement. Her actual life spouse, Desi Arnaz, had to play the character's husband. At first, CBS officials were apprehensive about this concept. They questioned whether a television pairing of a Cuban guy and an American woman with red hair would be acceptable to American viewers. Additionally, the first experimental program was unimpressive. Lucy and Desi made the decision to go on a national variety show tour in order to demonstrate their popularity. Lucy was a clumsy housewife in the show who was attempting to join her Cuban husband's band. After the tour proved to be a huge success, CBS finally decided to broadcast the program. The comedy I Love Lucy made its official debut on October 15, 1951. The program swiftly gained popularity. It transformed television production in addition to becoming Lucille Ball America's biggest television star. Instead of filming the program in New York, Lucy and Desi chose to do it in Los Angeles. Instead of doing a live broadcast, they self-funded the filming on 35mm film and took pay reductions in order to perform. After the episodes aired, their production firm, Desi Productions, kept ownership of them. Later, as television flourished and episodes could be resold to several networks, this choice turned out to be really smart. For a large portion of its 1957 run, I Love Lucy's music routinely topped the American television ratings. Some situations from the program became famous, such as Lucy and Ricky rehearsing the tango in the episode Lucy Does the Tango, which made the studio audience laugh so hard that the audio had to be cut short because it was too long. Taking advantage of their fame on television, Lucy and Desi co-starred in 2 feature films, The Long Trailer and Forever Darling, during the show's production break. Lucy and Desi appeared in a 1-hour special series called the Lucy-Desi Comedy Hour until 1960, following the conclusion of I Love Lucy in 1957. But their marriage ended in divorce that same year. Following their split, Lucy took over as studio director and repurchased Desi stock in Desi. She became one of the first strong female leaders in American television as a result. Under Lucy's direction, Desilu produced a number of well-known television series, including Star Trek, Mission Impossible, and The Untouchables, in addition to her own productions.